conversation, open dialect. One of the things I was thinking about, I know we had COVID, but they said that there's this new thing going around, and people are getting sick from it. It has COVID like symptoms. Um, I know a person that ended up getting COVID. They had the shots, they had the vaccination, they were vaccinated, and they're still having long term reoccurring effects from COVID. Now, I know they said, I was left under the impression that if you got vaccinated, and again, if anybody want to come on and talk about it, I'll let you up and we'll talk about it. Anyone that got vaccinated, I was giving the impression, but then again, maybe I misunderstood, that you would not get it. But later, it comes that yes, you can get it, but it won't be as bad. Okay. But people that got I know someone that got vaccinated, and they ended up getting COVID, and they're still having results from it. They're still having complications from the COVID. So, my question would be, was it really worth it to get vaccinated? Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? I don't know who this is, but I was trying to let you up so you can come and let me see who this is. I don't know. I'm trying to see who you are. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Do you think that? Well, I mean, if it's a possibility of me getting it, whether I'm vaccinated or not, then I just rather not get the vaccination if I'm gonna get it and have some complications from it. I've never tested positive for COVID. I've never had it, never been hospitalized, thank God, as the old folks say. But what are your thoughts about it? And then we have this new election. We have with this election coming up. We have ours on March the 23rd, which is on a Saturday. Um, some people they're not voting Democrat or Republic. They're voting undecided. I want to know if you voted, if you are going to vote, and if not, why. There are no wrong answers here. There are no wrong answers here. All answers are respected, all viewpoints are respected. All answers are respected, all viewpoints are respected. Did you vote? Did you vote Democrat, Republic, or undecided? Some people are voting undecided because they're saying we're not getting what we want either or either way. And the last Friday we talked about, I came on live and we talked about the the illegals, the immigrants, how they were being housed. I know in New York, Chicago, and probably some other places that we're just not hearing about. You're housing them, so that means you're paying for them to have housing. But there's Americans that are homeless here. We had Skid Row for years, but you don't want to help them. We have those that have mental illness, and we have those that are substance abusers. Yet they're called lazy and good for nothing, blah, blah, blah. But people that never worked, never put into this economy or into the system, you're finding housing for them, providing, giving them food and shelter. But yet, some people are working hard and they're not eligible to get anything, but you can find it for people that are illegal. See, I can't go to Mexico and get anything from them. In fact, I can't go to Mexico unless I have a passport. I need a passport to go to Mexico. I know this for a fact because I have a passport and I have been to Mexico. So I'm just wondering why would I have to have a passport to go over there yet? That's not the same sentiment that is presented to them. What is the plan? Because the plan definitely don't include you and I or anything we say or feel. It doesn't include that. What is the game plan? Are we a part of the plan? Or are we looked upon as a problem? Do you feel that at this state in time that you are more of a problem to the America? Or you're part of the solution? Do you feel that this new sickness out, that it has something to do with the immigrants? Because I noticed when I went to Mexico there, the climate is different there. When we reached a certain part of Mexico, the altitude, or they call it the latitude, was different. My breathing became irregular because I guess they were saying we were going up and the climate and the altitude, the climate changed. But I remember my breath. I remember I had to catch my breath because my breathing was not normal. People are being allowed here. I mean, there's jobs here. Yes, there are jobs. But people are working 2 and 3 jobs and they can't afford it. Rent went from, I know people were saying stay out of Atlanta. So many people moved to Atlanta, whereas let's just say rent used to be 300. Now you got to pay 1,000, 300 to 1,000 now. That's over $700. You have you and so you're working just to pay rent. You're working just to pay rent. And I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to work and have to decide, okay, do I make grocery or do I pay rent? Because I need a place to stay. I need a place to stay. What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? Do you feel that you are better, that you're living better now than you did, let's say, 10 years ago? Or your livelihood hasn't changed, things have gotten worse for you? You're working more, you're working longer hours, but you're not living as good as you did last year or the year before. Everything has gone up except for your pay. Rent has gone up. People can't afford it. People have become homeless. People are living in their cars now. They're working, but they're living inside of their vehicles. Or people have left their apartments and now they're moving in with one another to try to make it, to try to survive. Because I'm the working poor. You know what's going on with you, America? Let's talk. Let's chime in. What are your feelings? What are your thoughts? What do you think could make it better for you? Could you use some of that money that they're giving to the illegals? Could you be given housing to get on your feet? Could you? Could you be given a hand so that you can make it. You're trying to keep your family together. Got you, your kid, your wife, your two-parent kids, or it's husband and husband, or wife and wife, whatever your dynamic is. Or you have a family that you created that is you have that is outside of your normal family, your bloodline. Because we take on different dynamics based upon our survival, what we need. I need to do certain things to survive, but I also need to separate from certain people to survive. What are you doing, or what have you done as a part of your survival for this time? We're in 2024. We are in 2024. People are losing more. They're losing their homes, insurance rate. Where I live, they're talking about insurance. I can't afford the insurance on my home. So I have to sell because I can't pay the insurance on my home. It's by design. It's by design. Do you think that that's cultural gentrification? Do you feel that gentrification is going on in your city, in your town, in your neighborhood? A forcing of the old and the present out to bring the new in. Gentrification. I've been living here for 30 years. House bought and paid for. Insurance went from $100 a month, $100 a year, to $2,000. I can't afford it. What if some of your children move back in that's don't have their own home? What if they move back in with you and their family? Because right now we're in survival mode. In my home, there were 3 generations, but my aunt died. So now we got 2 generations. 2 generations. We have got to start thinking survival. Children, nieces and nephews, you paying rent. Auntie is living in a house. She's getting old. Maybe she don't have kids. Uncle is living. You guys got to get together and talk. Let's make a decision. Hey, let me move back in. Let me help you. Because before you know it, they've lost their home. And now they're moving into your apartment. But it's better that you move into their house with them. Start doing some gardening. Grow you some fruits and vegetables. Get you some chickens. Go out and get them eggs in the morning. Y'all make them omelets. You got your tomatoes growing in the garden. You got your bell peppers. Come on, let's get with it. Let's go. Let's get it. We have got to stay motivated because we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it in this succubus atmosphere. Do you feel like there's a plan? Do you feel like there's a plan and a design for you to fail? There's unity in numbers. There's power in number. There's unity in numbers. There is unity in numbers. There's power in number. Do you feel like if we come together, we can make this? We can beat this if we come together. I need to hear from you. I'm going to be back Friday. And of course, we always do our upper prayer room on Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Time Zone. Come and join us, or you can always listen to the broadcast later. But please listen. Give a respond. I need some reaction from you. I need to hear from you. Let's engage. If you listen to this broadcast, I need to hear. I need to hear your opinion. Are you going to vote? Have you voted? What do you think about undecided being on the ballot? I'm not going to do Democrat I'm not going to do Democrat Republic. I'm going to do undecided. Do you feel that would be your best option? And if so, why? Because maybe you're thinking like me, or maybe you're thinking like her or she, and you're not the only one that's thinking and feeling this way. What are your thoughts? Do you feel like the Democratic has not done anything for the Democrat? Do you feel that the Republicans are not doing anything? Do you feel that they're telling you untruth? Do you feel like they even care about you? What about your local officials? Are they doing what they said they would do? Do you feel like I'm going to invite you up because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. Let me see. There it is. Come on up and talk to me. I like engagement. I like engagement. Come on up and talk to me. Engage with me. I like engagement. I like engagement. I sent you a request to come up and talk with us. Talk with me. I would definitely love to. Let me see. Did I do this right? I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing it. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Let me see. Uh, that's not. You don't have to invite you to watch. You're already here. Okay. Let's try it again. Okay. Well, you're invited. You're welcome to come up if you so desire. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Do you think that if you vote undecided, that the Republicans and Democrats will listen to you and take you more serious? Because some people are feeling like they want our vote, but they don't care about our voice. And me personally, I have a problem with that. You're gonna get my vote. You're going to speak for me. You're gonna speak. You're gonna represent me because you took an oath that you would serve the people. And if you're gonna serve a special interest, then we really don't need you in office. We don't need you in there. It's just too much going on. Too much. And I do again. I have a problem with foreigners being put in a hotel, and I'm here struggling trying to pay my mortgage or my insurance, and nobody's speaking for me. Nobody's standing for me. Nobody. When I hear a woman say that she's been living in her home for 40 years and she had to sell it because she couldn't afford the insurance. She couldn't afford the insurance. So she's been pushed out of her home. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. And they're doing it to that elderly woman. When do you think they're going to come for you? When do you think you're going to be next? Are they coming for you next? See, when they came for the chickens, you didn't say nothing because you was not a chicken. Then they came for the dogs. You didn't say nothing because you were not a dog. Then they came for you, and you looked around. There was nobody there to speak or talk for you. Who's going to stand up for you when they come around? If you don't stand up for me, by the time they come for you, there's not going to be anyone left. When they come for you, who's going to speak for you? Who's going to stand up for you? See, I'm very careful and particular about who I stand with and who I stand for. Because if it's foolishness or record, I don't do that. I don't do foolishness, and I don't do silly. I don't do foolish. I don't do silly. Who's going to stand with me in my time of need? Who's going to stand for you in your time of need? So you got to be careful championing other people things who don't champion you. You got to be careful cheerleading people that don't cheerlead you. See, just because they're standing on your side don't mean they're cheerleading. Sometimes they're watching, they're waiting for a moment of you to fall. They're waiting for a moment of weakness to come in for the kill, to get your position or to get what you got. Be careful. Who is cheerleading for you? And who are you cheerleading? I want to know what you think, what you feel. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Do you feel like this government establishment is for the people? Are they for you? Do you feel that all the years that you voted Democrat that you've gotten what you needed or wanted from the Democratic? All these years of voting Republican, do you feel like they represented you, they served you, or are you just going for the lesser of two evils? They say it's an undecided on there, and that you can vote that to send a message to them. I'm interested in how many people will do it. I'm interested in. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with that. Undecided. I'm not going to vote Democrat. I'm not going to vote Republican. I'm going to vote undecided because neither one of you have stepped up and done right by the people. I want to know what you think. Listen, leave me a message, leave me a jot. I'm listening. I'll be back next Friday, but don't forget to join us Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time for Upper Prayer Room Ministry, where we'll be praying for you and praying with you, and ask that you pray for us and pray with us. And remember, God adds to a church that is daily. We love you. God bless you.